Everybody, I'm Corin Tomlinson at Greenwood Bonsai Studio here in Nottingham, and it's early spring, the sun's out. We're going to do some repotting of some Japanese maple. A particular type of Japanese maple, a very dwarf maple called Acer palmatum, Koto-Hime. So it's a tiny little leaf. This is one that's been in my collection for about 7 or 8 years, imported from Japan originally, and it's in a Gordon Duffet pot that's been made especially for the tree. And over the last few years, I've just been working on this, trimming it to get this intense ramification of branches. But they're quite a rare tree and they're difficult to get hold of. I've managed to buy a couple of these nursery stock, quite heavy trunk nursery stock trees from Holland. I bought one a couple of years ago, and I'm just going to talk you through what I've done to that one, and then we're going to work on the next one. So this was the first large Koto-Hime nursery stock that I bought, and I bought it about 2 years ago. At the moment it's probably about 4 foot tall. When I bought it, it was about 8 foot tall, and I initially trimmed it down to this sort of height. When I style this tree going forward, this little shoot in here, I want this to be the apex of my tree, the tallest section just here, with this heavy trunk. But these large sections here, rather than just cut them off and waste them, I've been slowly air layering them over the last year or two. So you can see here there's a little mark, a cable tie on here. I'm going to take an air layer off here this year and another one off here this year. These are ones that I've took off for the last few years. So this tree, there's an air layer, and it was coming from this section just here. So this was another one of these shoots coming up to the top of the tree, and I did an air layering process on this in the middle of May in the UK, and we're going to explain a little bit about that later on in the video. So this has been removed from the tree last year. It's now got a good set of fibrous roots. It's growing in akadama. So rather than cut these off, we're making new bonsai out of them. The first stage with this nursery stock tree that we did, we took it out of the nursery pot and it was planted quite deep. This one was planted up to about where my hand is. So all this nibari, these roots and the base of this trunk, they were found below the soil line. Also, when I buy these in very deep nursery pots, so we try to uncover the base and get them into a slightly shallower training pot. So that's the next process that I'm going to do today. Okay, so this is the new Koto-Hime that we're working on from the nursery in a quite an oversized plant pot. So first job is try and find the base of this trunk and get it potted. So we'll use a couple of root hooks and we'll work around the inside of the pot to loosen off the root, and then we'll see if we can get it out of the pot. Okay, so we're just going to take the tree out of the pot. You get the pot laid. Oh, there we go. That's out of the pot. You can see the field soil that it's been growing in. So we'll lift it back up onto the turntable and start to comb the roots out. Go on. Okay, start combing the roots out on it. Get rid of this heavy field soil. The root hook, we're using quite a blunt root hook. If you use one that's too sharp, you can take bark off these. So you're better using, you normally use a wooden implement like a chopstick to do this root work, but with this tree being so big, I'm using a root hook, but it is one that I've had for years and it's so worn down that it's not likely to damage the bark. We've got 3 of us on the job now, trying to get it done, trying to get this surface brought down to the base of the trunk. And sometimes just using a stiff bush up, we can brush away a bit of that soil in here. And you can start to see the base developing. Okay, so on this side, there's some strange roots here that are coming out quite high up the trunk and then just cutting across and going under this one. So they can be removed. We're not going to need those. It's got plenty of root on it. So cut those through with a concave pruner and remove them so we can see the base of the tree. Like that. And then we can go in there and take them back a bit further, neaten that up with a smaller pair of concave pruners. We might even need to use a little carving tool to get in there in a little while to tidy that up. Also on this side we've got a root that's coming quite high up from the base that we don't need. We've already excavated underneath it, so that can be removed like that and just taken out. Another one here, so we're getting there now. So we've uncovered about 3 inches of trunk. It's flaring out at this point here where my finger is, but we've got a lot of these bits coming out further up. So like we did before, big concave pruner look for now, and take these off, this off here, so that we can get down to this sort of level. I think this will probably be the natural sort of base to it, hopefully, particularly on this side. So we'll have a bit more of a clean up in this sort of area. Okay, so it's putting up a bit of a fight. We're working down, removing soil from this side. We found some surface roots here, but we've also found this. Look, this is some of the old root wrap from when it's been dug out the field sometime in its life, and then the roots have been wrapped in like a hessian or burlap, and then it's sort of grown in and grown through it. So we've got to try and sort of extricate this from the roots by cutting it out piece by piece. So that's just like a woven, sort of coarse woven fabric, but with roots growing through it. So we've spent quite a while uncovering the base of the tree here. Next operation is to try and reduce this depth of root. And something like this, big nursery stock material, rather than just use scissors and it takes ages, we're going to use just a recip saw with just a fine blade on it, and see if we can't just cut down some of this depth. So just lean it over, Dave, to the back. Can you arch it forward? Yep. That's it. I'll lean it over. Okay. You got it?
Yep.
See, that comes away quite well. That's just heavy clay field soil. That's why we had such a job lifting it to start with. You can see that's no good for bonsai. I'll get rid of that altogether. So this basis, we've combed it out. To clean this up, we're just going to use a little power washer. It's a little bit noisy, but it will help just to clear out some of this soil from the base. So now it's time for repotting the tree. We're going to put it into this training pot. Not a bonsai pot, but it is a bit shallower than the one it was in. So we don't need to use anything with any more depth than that. And the mixture we're using for this is a 50% mix of molar clay and of akadama. So you get a load of that in the bottom of the pot to start off with. And we'll try the tree in at that level. Hold the pot and just wiggle it down onto the soil. Want to raise the level of it up a little bit. Now this root that's sticking up, that's quite high and it's crossing over that other one. So now it's in that pot, I think we'll take that root off in here. Get rid of that. Bit of a lump at the bottom there as well. Let's see. Just trim those bits off. That's okay there. A few of these bits we can tidy up with scissors. Now we can see what sort of level it's at. So now the tree's positioned in the pot, it's just a matter of filling it up to the top with the compost. this will flow quite well around the roots, and then we can just use a potting stick to work it in around the root ball a little bit more. In fact, on a tree this size, I often just use the bottom of this brush and just use that as a dibber just to work this down around the roots. So now it's potted. Next thing we're going to do is give it a good water to give it a good soak, because this soil we used was quite dry. But I'm looking at it, and this is nice around here, this is good around here. Potentially this could be a front in future, coming up this line and maybe up this line and up here as well. But two of the branches that look a bit incongruous with that is this one here that's actually coming up and growing through. So I'm just going to remove them. So this one at the back, just going to saw that out. And then this one here. And then take them out, and then that's a cleaner line through there for future development. And now it's time to give it a water. Okay, so now it's potted and watered. We can look at the start of this tree, and I think this is potentially a good front. We'll probably end up taking off this straight root because it's a bit boring, but we've left it on for now to support the tree. I could see coming up here as a main trunk here, up this section, possibly keeping this as a secondary trunk up to this section here. So what I normally do at this time of year, when I can see the structure, is use a few cable ties to mark where I'm going to put air layers on. So we're going to show you the air layering process in a second video that's done at the right time of year. But I put these on now to remind me where I might want to air layer. So I might take one here. This section here will come off, but I'll probably air layer it at this height in here, because what I'll do, I'll air layer it here, so this section above there will form a tree, and then this one, and then round this side, this one here at the back will go. We don't need that, so we'll put an air layer on it at this height. We'll put an air layer on this section here, and then also we'll put one on here on that main one. We won't be coming this far up it, so we can air layer the top off there. So initially we've got 5 areas on there that we can air layer off to make 5 new trees, just like we did the other year with this. This was actually a fork on the tree, so this was an air layer that was done at sort of a point like this, and so now it's a little twin planting. So this is the first stage of this. The next stage, the air layering, we're going to do middle of May, so keep an eye out for the video of that coming up. So please like and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on part 2 of working on this tree. Thank you very much.